Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite dishes when I was really fat, and was probably one of the reasons I got fat. And it turns out that Sautéing doesn't know how to make it, so I'm going to teach her how to make it too. So this is just a basic risotto. So there's a lot of bad habits when it comes to risotto, from soupy to milky to a lot of people make it chunky where it kind of just stands in the plate. I don't have an Italian grandmother, but if I did, she'd probably say something like, the risotto is supposed to have the motion of the sea, so when you move your pan, the risotto should come up as well, and that's the way to properly do it. Now, we're doing one portion, by the way, or two portions with 1 cup of arborio rice, and this is very important that you use arborio rice because this is the perfect type of round pearled rice that's needed for risotto. You can't get random white rice or brown rice or something. Selene doesn't know how to do it, so she's gonna help us out and figure it out as she goes along. So first, she's gonna chop up a portion of 2, since we Pinoys love garlic. We're gonna do 3. So I got this pan going, nice and hot. We put about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil here. You don't need high heat, you're just gonna sweat out your vegetables. Perfect. And then to that, I have 1 onion that's really finely chopped as well. Put that down here, and I just wanna sweat this out. I don't wanna color it too much. Another huge myth, like when they make a risotto, I see a lot of people putting heavy cream in there. That shit is rancid. You should just let the natural creaminess of the water that seeps out of the rice. When the rice gets wet, you know, there's that rice water that has a nice natural creaminess to it, and that is what we're gonna use. You don't need to add milk or water or all those things. Now, okay, you wanna add your rice now at this point. So you're gonna toast it first without anything, and just make sure that all the onions and the garlic get with it as well. So once you've got your rice that's properly with all the garlic and onions, we're gonna add in our white wine. Usually you can be quite liberal with it. My rule is I just wanna get enough white wine to slightly reach the top of all the grains of rice here. I'm gonna make sure all that alcohol comes out before I add anything else, just to make sure that it doesn't taste like wine when you eat it later. So what we kept doing is adding a ladle of broth into our rice to make sure it gets absorbed and not over compensate and put too much and drown the risotto. You just want to put enough just to cook it. After a while, we probably did it maybe 8 or 7 times. There's no real quantity of broth you need to take. You just have to really just keep putting it until it's cooked. And here we're almost there.
It's been about 15.
About 20 minutes since we've been cooking it, and just keep adding and adding. You don't have to stir all the time, but just keep it on a low medium heat and it should be all right. Now, the wave I was talking about, see, your risotto needs to be able to move like the sea. If it doesn't, then basically it's overcooked. So this is actually the perfect consistency right now. You might ask yourself why I haven't added any seasoning yet, because we haven't added the cheese, and the cheese is extremely salty, so that's why we don't add any salt or any seasoning yet. All right, so now we're just gonna finish up our risotto. It's pretty much done. I'm just gonna add a little more broth to really help melt the cheese that I'm about to put. Now this is really up to you how much you wanna put, but I like a lot of it.
But the more cheese you put, the thicker the risotto gets as well.
Correct. Keep mixing that. Now this seems about right. Perfect. I actually like the way you know a risotto is done properly is if it falls. If it clumps up in your plate, it basically means that it was either overcooked or they didn't put enough broth in it. But here, you'll see it'll kind of just, once I put it down, it'll kind of just flow on the side, which is exactly what we're looking for. So you want it moving, you want it not clumped up and nice and light still, even though it's not super light. Then we're gonna add more cheese on top. Now I'm gonna add salt, of course, just a tiny bit, right from the top there. And then some black pepper, again from the height. And I always like to finish it off with just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on the top. And Selene, you're gonna do us the honor of trying it.
Yay, so useful to me.
My turn. For more recipes like this, classics, how-tos, any kind of video you want to see, let us know. make sure you press that subscribe button on the bottom here and at the bottom of this page. And we will see you soon here on The Fat Kid Inside.
Hasta la vista.